We have gathered all platinum making methods in Warframe from our own experience and from popular Warframe YouTubers and ranked them all. Welcome to the Warframe broadcast. I'm your host Hexagon, bringing you tonight's story. Without further ado, we have a lot to get through, so let's get started. Oh boy, relics are great for the fact that you get to embark on your regular missions, but with an added reward which will always be in high demand. The main upside to doing Relic Solo is that you don't have selfish people leveling Rhino Prime, literally doubling or sometimes even tripling the completion time of the mission. With that being said, losing 75% of the options for Prime parts is hardly worth the time saved. This is going into B. Relics are great for many separate reasons. It's accessible right away to new players, relics unlock already at Master Rank 3. Furthermore, it can also be turned into an immediate stockpile in the form of primed mods after turning the prime parts into ducats, which will be more numerous with 4 people. S tier. Assuming that you run valuable relics, either because you have extra from back in the day, or because you buy Aya to get those soon to be vaulted again parts. In a squad with 4 people running the same relic Radiant will lend a high number of valuable parts. And even when you miss, you're still gonna get ducats. This farm has gotten even better after the release of the Prime Resurgence. Easy S tier. Capturing targets on demos using corrupted keys to unlock Archon vaults used to be so much more profitable back when it was still the derelict, and good corrupted mods like blind raids and narrow-minded each cost 40 platinum. Nowadays, they will be worth a petty 30 plat. It may not take long if you already have a good build, but most of the time you will leave with mods that's worth 3 platinum and which will never sell. This farm is a relic of the past, all the way down into D tier. There are several hidden vaults on Lua. People talk as though they contain worthwhile rewards. That is by all means fake news. The only good reward is speed drift. The rest will net you 3 to 10 platinum and have horrible sales. Stay away from this farm. And also, according to the few words we have been able to understand from our market expert while he rampaged through the office in a blind rage at the fact that some people would actually run Lua spy missions for profit, you are essentially running an incredibly long mission to have a 10% chance to receive 13 platinum. We have our first F tier. Don't do this farm. Tridolon, the practice of hunting 3 Eidolon. Ah yes, only the most skilled Tenno masters would choose to hunt the most powerful beast. It is completely outside the scope of this broadcast to even attempt to describe the Tridolon hunt in detail. We will say that those who are skilled and powerful enough to kill 5 sets of 3 Eidolons in one night will receive an above average salary. But this is only available in the night on the plains of Eidolon and require an insane level of skill and gear. Thusly, we can only give it a high B. Cetus Arcanes. Please note that we are not talking about the arcanes offered from the quills which was included in the previous segment. Here we are talking about Hog on Cetus who accepts on-strand standing. The best way to get set standing is to farm Galapit in the ocean at night on the steel path with both a resource drop and a resource chance booster active. It will take a while to convert all that standing, but it works as a almost semi-passive moneymaker. B tier. Fortuna Arcanes. Just to be clear, when talking about Fortuna Arcanes, we mean the ones offered by Little Dog. It is quite a grind to get here. The best way to get toroids for Little Dog is through the Prophet Taker, which will also reward you a ton of credits when using Chroma, which will be able to pay off the credit booster or even turn into a profit in the long run. A bit niche in comparison to some of the other farms, but valid for its purpose. A tier. Mother tokens. This is an easy S tier for us here in the Hexagon network, as it is unmatched in terms of raw profitability. Regardless if you farm your tokens through the brute force bounty or the endless bounty of Artifact Hunter, this is on all accounts the best farm in the game. However, it will likely take at least 1 year before you will see the reward, and we know that a great number of you don't want to wait 2 weeks for something. We will respect this and put it in B tier. The Zariman bounties are by their rotating nature of the bonus objective more unpredictable than other methods of making platinum. If the exterminate mission with the bonus objective of killing a Void Angel is available in the highest or second to highest level bounty, then it becomes amazing and we highly recommend that you run it while it is available. C tier though, because of how often it is unavailable. Ah yes, good old Aberration, except it's not actually that good anymore. In order to get a decent amount of Virtue Essence, you require both a drop chance and drop amount booster. and even then, it is outmatched by several other methods on this list. The only good drop is adoption at about 10%. One of the primary rewards is Ayatan sculptures, which is endo, which is given in high quantities from recent game modes. This is a C tier due to the high requirement of an endgame build and 2 boosters while offering mid-core rewards at best. Nightmare missions. Do these missions offer any worthwhile reward for a endgame player? No, but they are easy and produce immediate platinum, which is often what new players need. For offering a reprieve to new players, we will reluctantly give it a C tier. Selling prime junk. In terms of relics, you have another option, which is selling several cheap parts in bulk. You can surely find someone in chat, otherwise we are always buying. Yes, you will be selling them at a reduced price, but it is better than selling them one at a time. It is, however, much worse than turning them into ducats and using them for Baro Ki'teer. With that said, this method can still net you about 100 platinum an hour. D tier. Rivens is obviously the best way to make platinum in the endgame, right? Right? Nope. You may look at a god tier roll on a meta weapon that sells for 5 grand and think, well, that is obviously better than selling Exodia Brave for 50 plat. However, it is on average going to take 16,000 rolls to get that perfect Riven, or 56 million Kuva, or 1200 hours of farming the steel path for at least 8 hours at a time. Furthermore, the market is saturated beyond belief. 95 to 98% of Rivens on the market is severely overpriced. Just stay away from Rivens. This goes straight into F tier. The Void Trader is amazing. Whether you farm your ducats yourself or buy them from other players, just the ability to buy a desirable item every 2 weeks, which then becomes unavailable for months at a time. Amazing. S tier. Once you pledge your allegiance to a syndicate, you will start earning standing with them, which can be used to buy augment mods for Warframes, which each is worth about 13 platinum. Top S tier. No, seriously, heroes out here. You earn affinity when doing almost anything in the game, meaning you will be earning standing, which means you'll be earning platinum. Such a simple and easy setup to be receiving passive platinum for the rest of your Warframe career. Requiem relics offer a good, instant and consistent reward that can be traded in for a little bit of platinum, about 13. If you have got spare Requiem relics and little to no platinum, we strongly recommend running them. You can also buy Requiem relics for as little as 2 platinum on the Warframe market. A tier. Maxing out mods used to be rather good, but nowadays you're spending 40,000 endo and 2 million credits for a meager 100 platinum difference on prime mods. Just save your endo and your credits. D tier. The isolation vaults were once amazing, as no one wanted to farm them, but everyone wanted a Necramech. Since Necramechs are now available in the store, there's a hard cap on how expensive they can be, and vaults have almost become worthless to run. F tier. Smeeta kavat. This is something that only recently came to our attention after watching Warframe Flow's video on the same topic. It is absolutely terrible. You have to farm the genetic codes, then use 2 Smeeta kavat genetic codes to get a fresh Smeeta kavat in the first place. Then you need to generate 3 new Smeeta imprints, which would take 12 hours each. Not to mention that you have to craft the blank imprints. All of that for 22 platinum. F tier. When you complete a Kuva Lit or Power's sister, you can convert them to sell them to another player, which means you have to find the weapon you want in the first place. Then you have to pray to God that it has a high progenitor bonus, because if it doesn't, then you still have to farm out that Lit or sister regardless, as there is no way to get rid of an unwanted Lit or sister. Anything under 40% is worthless, anything from 40 to 50% is just about 100 plat, and there is currently on the market a 58% Brahma for 145 plat. And this is not to mention the fact you're gonna be spending 2 to 2.5 hours on this shit every time. You would honestly be better off doing anything else. E tier. You can farm 60 relics in 60 minutes, which can be sold sometimes for 2 platinum each in bulk. This is done on Uko in the Void. D tier. You will most likely be spending way too much time trying to sell these. The old good Nidus and Necros combo in the arena on Setna. Again, endo is down in value, and other game modes with other good rewards offer almost as much endo. D tier. Certain weapon parts are worth quite a decent amount from the invasion nodes, but only do capture missions. C tier, as this is mainly an early game farm. Kuva siphon farms. Oh god, this is so outdated. Just pick an endgame build from our catalog and go farm the steel path instead, which is already not great at all. Never do this, F tier. Transmute mods, or as we here in the studio like to call it, drain all your resources into the gutter, because holy moly, this is the worst thing you can do, as you will give up the endo of the mods, waste your credits, and end up with a bunch of small shitty mods you now have to sell individually. Anyone who tells you this is a good idea is a scammer, straight into Popska tier. Ayatan sculptures are mainly farmed through Maru's weekly mission or with golden instincts, as they can randomly spawn in your mission. Actively hunting for these will net you about 30 platinum per hour, F tier. Some of you may not know this, but some of the rewards offered from anomaly shards are actually tradable. Too bad they are oversaturated and thusly almost worthless, F tier. Wolf Beacon Farm. This is only good if you can get a full squad of 4 people to buy it from the Nightwave offerings, and even then you will only bring about 0.5 platinum back for every 2 Nightwave credit, not to mention the time actually spent farming the beacons, and that the Nightwave must have it as an offering that week, F tier. The Nightwave rewards 300 creds on the first reward of a new season, and then 50 along the path here and there. You can buy aura mods for 15 creds and then sell them for about 14 platinum, which is almost a 1-to-1, A tier. If you decide not to get the shard of the week, you could instead grab 2 mods, which will each be worth 45 for a 90 platinum profit. Not bad, B tier. And finally we have putting up buy and sell orders for the same item on Warframe.market. This is a trap. It is slow, the profit margins are tiny, and the credit cost is tall. Better stay away from this method, F tier. Anyways, that's everything from us here in the studio. Tune in next time and get out there and farm some platinum now that you definitively know which methods are the best.